Hey guys, Jeff aka GCurse here. I hope you're all having a great day. I am of the firm belief that our boy Phil Burnell, if you give him enough rope, he will find a way to hang himself. Sad but true. He will find unforeseeable ways to hang himself. You could give him a saturated, wet shoebox, and somehow he would be able to find a way to hang himself using that wet shoebox. I've always had a firm belief that Phil, he ultimately he blames Panda Lee for his addiction. I always had that feeling. I had that feeling ever since she left and the rumors of Phil's gambling addictions that they started to surface. I always felt that Phil deep down blamed Panda Lee for what happened to him. And today, after 5+ years, 7 years, however long, how many years it's been since Panda Lee left, it's all come to light. It's come to light, and I cannot wait to show everybody. You ready? Because I know I am. Okay, I got my headphones on, as you can see, so let's do this. 3, 2, 1.
This level of addiction, you're doing this shit because this is gonna.
Okay, now a little bit of context. Phil had Wings of Redemption on, two of the biggest lol cows ever. You know, both failures in their respective portions of the internet for different reasons. They decided to come together and have a little sit down. Let's see what Phil has to say, shall we?
Fuck you up. You could end up in a horrible financial position because of dumb things you did. You know,
Well,
my
there's
bankruptcy.
other consequences too.
Go ahead.
Do you think it's ever affected in your interpersonal relationships?
In regards to what, like with my wife?
Not with your wife, but more so like your ex. Like
Now, I'm always I watch this and I'm wondering, why would Wings go this route? Like, why go this route?
do you think like it
Oh
affected
no,
like your
that had
your
nothing to do with
relationship
it at
him?
all. Zero,
Okay.
zero impact on that. Yeah. In fact, it mostly got bad during the time when I was falling out with my ex.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. I have been waiting for this moment. I knew that Phil had this animosity, this resentment towards his ex-girlfriend Leanna. And I knew that one day or another Phil would slip up, and by God, he finally did slip up. He finally slipped up. Let Phil finish with what he was going to say, though.
That's when it got really bad. You know,
Okay.
basically,
That makes sense.
I've said this to my audience too. Like there was a time period for about a year and a half where we were living together, but we weren't really together. You know what I'm saying? Like we were more like
Mhm.
roommates than we were romantic. And there was so much bad going on there. And that was one of the things that got me kind of hooked into spending on WWE Supercard.
Okay, so basically, Phil, it's not Leanna's fault that you became a gambling whore. It isn't. I find it fucking hilarious that Phil Burnell goes out and says that people should be called out when they fuck up, when they do something wrong. They should be called out. Phil has even at times said that people need to take responsibility for their failures in life. Oh, I'm sorry. It just happens to be everybody else needs to take responsibility for their failures. Phil never has to take responsibility for his failures. Let this be a lesson, because for some reason, for some goddamn reason, there's always going to be a woman or a guy. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Phil has an odd male, following. There are guys that view Phil in a romantic context, which is fucking creepy if you ask me. But let this be a lesson. When you get in a relationship with Phil, and there will always be another cat, there will always be another Leanna. When that person does, come into the picture and it goes south like it always will, Phil will take the knife and put it right in your back. Because that's all Phil can do. He can never take responsibility for his actions. If Phil could take responsibility for his actions, everything that's been bad that's happened to him over the last 5+ years, he would man up and accept. But no, you just heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE Supercard, his addiction to that, Panda Lee's fault. It was Leanna's fault. No, Phil. It was your fault. Be a man and own up to your faults.